Rachel Reeves faced mounting calls to resign last night after being accused of lying to the public in the lead-up to the budget. In a remarkable turn of events, the fiscal watchdog revealed yesterday that the chancellor had been informed months earlier that there was no shortfall in the public finances. Despite this, Ms. Reeves continued issuing bleak warnings about the state of the economy ahead of Wednesday's budget statement. She even suggested that an income tax rise might be on the table during an unusual early morning speech, while privately preparing a vast increase in welfare spending, dubbed her Benefit Street budget. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch said the revelations from the Office for Budget Responsibility, OBR, proved that Ms. Reeves had lied to the public and should be removed from her position. For months, Reeves has misled the nation to justify record tax hikes to fund more welfare, Mrs. Badenoch said. Her budget was never about stability. It was pure politics, bribing Labour MPs to secure her own position. Shameful. In the days before her financial statement, the Chancellor warned that the OBR was downgrading productivity forecasts, blaming everything from Brexit to conservative austerity, and even Donald Trump for a worsening economic outlook. Neither she nor Treasury sources made any effort to challenge claims that she was facing a £30 billion deficit. However, in an unusually transparent move, the OBR published a letter yesterday revealing that it had told Ms. Reeves as early as September 17th that any productivity downgrade was offset by higher than expected tax revenues. By late October, the watchdog informed her that she actually had a £4.2 billion surplus and that she was on course to meet both of the government's fiscal targets. Yet just 4 days later, the Chancellor held a rare Downing Street press conference claiming she faced major challenges ahead of the budget. She also hinted repeatedly that she may have to break Labour's manifesto pledge not to raise income tax, something she said again in a November 10 interview. When she finally delivered her budget on Wednesday, Ms. Reeves unveiled a staggering £30 billion in tax increases, a large portion of which funded welfare rises demanded by rebellious Labour MPs. She had quietly abandoned her earlier hints at income tax hikes, but only after news that they were being dropped was leaked to the Financial Times. Even the day after this reversal, senior government figures continued insisting privately that there remained a £20 billion fiscal gap, claiming a new OBR report had provided £10 billion of extra room. Speaking to The Guardian before the OBR letter was released, Ms. Reeves defended her consideration of income tax rises, saying it was a responsible thing to do because the scale of the productivity downgrade was still uncertain. The OBR's intervention sparked widespread anger, with critics accusing Ms. Reeves of misleading both the public and financial markets. Shadow Chancellor Sir Mel Stride called for her resignation, telling the Daily Mail, "Rachel Reeves' broken tax promises and the chaotic briefings before the budget have caused real damage to the economy and to households across the country." Reform UK Deputy Leader Richard Tice urged the Chancellor to consider her position, accusing her of deliberately harming the economy. Julian Jessup of the Institute of Economic Affairs condemned the shocking scale of deceit, arguing that the prolonged uncertainty had already weakened economic confidence. Confirmation that the public and markets were misled throughout this process will have long-lasting consequences, he said. Many observers, myself included, have spent weeks highlighting the inconsistencies in the Treasury and Number 10 narratives. William Yarwood of the Taxpayers Alliance accused Ms. Reeves of orchestrating a giant scam on taxpayers. Paul Johnson, former director of the Institute of Fiscal Studies, said her November 4 press conference was probably misleading, crafted to reinforce the idea of a fiscal black hole requiring major tax rises, despite her knowing no such hole existed. A former Treasury official warned that such manipulative briefings would ultimately damage the department's credibility. The Treasury cannot mislead the media. Its word may be needed to prevent serious financial crises, they said. Downing Street insisted that Ms. Reeves had not misled either the public or the markets. "I don't accept that," the Prime Minister's spokesman said. She clearly explained the challenges facing the country and laid out her decisions transparently at the budget.
A Treasury spokesperson added, "We won't comment on the OBR's internal processes or how they relate to budget preparations, but the Chancellor made choices aimed at reducing living costs, cutting hospital waiting lists, and doubling fiscal headroom to lower debt costs." The OBR itself is now under scrutiny after parts of its budget analysis were leaked online before Ms. Reeves delivered her speech. The organization has promised a full report on the incident by Monday. Public reaction to the budget has been overwhelmingly negative. A YouGov poll found only 21% of voters considered it fair, while 48% said it was unfair. Just 11% think Ms. Reeves is doing a good job, whereas 59% believe she is performing poorly.